We are at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria for round 11 of the 2024 MotoGP World Championship, and it's time for the crucial hour of practice to decide the running order for Q1 and Q2. Welcome to Spielberg. Green light and away we go. The riders venture out onto the circuit for a very crucial 60 minutes to decide exactly who goes where in MotoGP's Austrian Grand Prix. Hello everybody watching live on JBMotorsports 2 and JBMotorsports Twitch as well. And hello everyone watching the premiere on JBMotorsports. Once again to explain, all the practice sessions, Moto E, Moto 3 and Moto 2 races will now be on JBMotorsports 2. Sprint, qualifying and the race from this weekend for MotoGP will be live on JBMotorsports on YouTube as well. If you're watching on Twitch, it's the same throughout. So, good afternoon everybody. How's your day going? Hopefully you're all well. Have you been watching Moto 3 and Moto 2? I agree in the previous session, by the way. Very close to breaking the lap record already, but had a lap time deleted by the stewards. But hopefully you're all having a wonderful day. Hopefully you're all enjoying it. And now we're underway for this session as well to see who's going to go where. Let's open up the sector times as well and get all those informations up. The top 10 automatically will progress through to the second part of this qualifying group. So Q2, that will run tomorrow morning as well. Day 2 will run as practice 2, free practice 2, then it'll be qualifying 1, then we'll go into qualifying 2, then it'll be the Tissot Sprint. Track temperature is at 37 degrees, air temperature 32 degrees, 38% chance of rain, 2 km/h wind speed, beautiful sunny conditions with partially cloud around, but this is the big one. This is the one where we finally see who's going to be where. So, in the break, we had confirmation that Franco Morbidelli will be returning home to Ducati and he'll be going to the VR46 team. So Franco Morbidelli will become part of the Valentino Rossi Ducati era, and they have factory bikes next year as well, remember. Interesting. So Morbidelli back on a Ducati as well on the main team. I think, which is great news. Of course, this year he's been on the Prima Pramac, so he's staying with Ducati and he's going home to the VR46 squad. So, well done, Morbidelli. Welcome home, they said on their Twitter announcement. That was announced in the break, so Morbidelli will be going there. Simon Patterson has said that it looks likely that Prima Pramac are going to take Miguel Oliveira alongside Jack Miller. So that looks like where Oliveira is going to end up. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. As Jorge Martin on the Prima Pramac this year is the 2024 Ducati factory bike, has run wide at Sochus Gold and requires a little bit more of new tyre emphasis there. Lap time deleted for the 49 and the 44 for exceeding track limits. As we enter, that's Paul Espargaro on the 44, the 49 of Fabio Di Giannantonio. Acosta looking good despite his accident this morning in the first session. It's Marc Marquez on a 131.172. Morbidelli second, Bastianini third, Acosta fourth. Alex Marquez is fourth. Pecco Bagnaia does a 130.843. He goes top. We're expecting the session to sort of just get better and better as we go. We're not expecting too much. This is what happened to Jorge Martin under braking. He's put the front on a wheelie. The rear steps out and snaps on him. Couldn't slow the rear tyre down quick enough, so he's gone straight through the gravel. Not really much he could do about that, unfortunately, on that part of the track. It wasn't his style. Marc Marquez, 5.5 tenths up at the moment. Jack Miller looking also decent. So they're not quite as over yet as we think they are. Bagnaia 130.843. He's still the top bencher. Let's take a look at Mark. And he goes fastest. 1:30.360 for Marc Marquez. Jack Miller, though, 1:29.947. 4 tenths faster than Marc, 8 tenths faster than Bagnaia. Alex Marquez slots into third. Now goes Marco Bezzecchi. Fernandez and Zarco coming in there as well. Miller goes 15th. Mia goes 15th. And Miller goes top, as I said, across the board. Here comes Enea Bastianini now as well. On the 23 Ducati. Across the line, goes second fastest, 1:30.057, a tenth down. Bagnaia is 2 tenths up at the moment, so already a lap time cancelled for the 41 as well of Aleix Espargaro. Here comes Pecco Bagnaia then across the line on the Ducati number 1, and it's a 1:29.637, 3 tenths faster across the board. So already, it kind of looks like we're in the sort of crescendo point to this season, to this session. Quartararo 1:30.278, he goes top. Times just progressing. Don't want to do anything foolish here. It's only 6 minutes into the session. So far, everyone is being relatively normal. Into 2A and 2B then for Quartararo. Our third, and that's an Enea Bastianini running wide at Socha's Gold at turn 4. So he's running too deep, similar to what we saw with Jorge Martin a few moments ago. Just locking up and going straight on. Let's take another look at it. Front end, just couldn't grip. Turns in downhill and it just won't grip, so it just sort of drifts off. So imagine you're turning in, but at the same time you're turning, it's pushing you wide. So it's a downhill manoeuvre that you can't really get right. So that's a tyre grip problem there. To come into it, slides out wide, too much speed, tyre can't grip, glosses over the surface. Martin, fast as well in the middle sector. He's on old, medium, old soft rear, whereas Quartararo old, medium, new medium rear tyre. He's down the order. 1:29.620. So everyone's setting their times mainly on the tyres they had this morning in practice 1. This, of course, is the practice session, so this counts. Quartararo, D'Antonio and Nakagami lap times deleted due to exceeding track limits. This is effectively pre-qualifying. I don't know why we call it practice. Well, we've got free practice 1, free practice 2. This should be called pre-qualifying. We should have free practice 1, pre-qualifying, free practice 2, qualifying, if they want to do this. And this should only be a half an hour session. Why we need an hour, I don't know. It doesn't need to be an hour to decide the running order for Q1 and Q2. This is pre-qualifying. Pedro Acosta lap time cancelled. Franco Morbidelli is touring in. He's going very slow on a new medium front, new soft rear. Wasn't doing too much with Socha's Gold, just sort of cruising off the racing line and on the curb as well in the area. Everyone watching it here on board with Pecco Bagnaia now. New medium front, medium rear. Got some hard fronts, hard rears out. Hard front there from Marco Bezzecchi, Pol Espargaro and Joan Mir. Combining that with an old medium front tyre of 10 laps for Mir. New soft rear for Pol Espargaro. And, well, I think now hard tyres have changed over. Hang on a minute. Yeah, medium rear for Marco Bezzecchi, brand new on that run around. I know you can see it on your monitor the same as me, but it just helps, doesn't it, saying it out loud. Pecco Bagnaia, 1:29.532. Jorge Martin top. 1:29.6. Hang on a minute, by 17 thousandths of a second. Bagnaia's had his lap time cancelled for track limits, so that's why he's dropped down already. And Bagnaia doesn't have a lap time now on the board. That 1:29.532 has been deleted by the stewards. Marc Marquez into turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile. Pole sector 1, 2, and 3. 10th down a little bit. Managed to find that time back though in the final sector. Marc Marquez goes top on a 1:29.508. Very surprised he's found that delta. Marco Bezzecchi twitching out of the last corner up to the line. Goes fourth. 1:29.928. Camera's lagged there slightly on my end. Pecco Bagnaia into the Vos curve up towards Jochen Rindt. strange. This place got more of a Formula 1 heritage than a MotoGP, but all the MotoGP races here we've had have been absolute classics. This racetrack just absolutely works. Maybe not so much with the turn 2A 2B chicane. It hasn't been great since then. Into turn 4. And that time cancelled for Nakagami for track limits. That was Bagnaia running wide and causing a track limit error. So that was down at turn 4, Sochi's Gold. He too just running wide ever so slightly. Raul Fernandez a 130.645. He's still number 1 as they will attack back. Alex Rins a 131.083. He's 18th fastest. So yeah, a little twitch at the rear. They're just sort of holding this one together for a while, aren't they? They're not risking anything. They're not being detrimental to their own performance. This is the usual opening 15 minutes with a higher sense of momentum. That's what I'm getting from this. It's like they're pushing harder and faster to see what they can get away with. Like now, for instance, fastest sector 1 and 2. If anyone wonders why I'm yawning, it's because I've gone from a warm commentary box to commentating on other things to a very cold commentary box. So it's like the cold gets to you and I'm wearing shorts. It's warm outside the comp box, but it's cold in here. 129.920 then for Miller. He goes fourth. Pecco Bagnaia on a 112.905. Adjusting up a little bit. Over the curbs. Let's see what Bagnaia's got. Doesn't touch the screen this time across the line. And goes fastest, 129.280 for Pecco Bagnaia. Miguel Oliveira gets his way up into 21st position. Bagnaia still top though at the moment. So most of the field coming back into the pit lane. That's going to reduce the field ever so slightly throughout the remainder. So let's take a replay. This is Pecco. He's down. Kicking up the rear slightly, foot off the foot peg on the left-hand side. Gets his foot back down though. Looked to be okay to me. So Bagnaia on a 129.280. Marc Marquez is second. Jorge Martin third. Jack Miller's fourth. Marco Bezzecchi is in fifth. Enea Bassini is sixth. Fabio Di Giannantonio is 7th, Fabio Quartararo is 8th, Alex Marquez 9th, and Paul Espargaro goes into 10th position. And this is a replay down at turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile, and it's a super slow-mo of Marc Marquez. Getting some sparks up as well from the foot peg on the inner right-hand side. Several riders now leaving the pit lane, coming back out on the circuit though in this early stage of the session. Mark in the box watching. There's Miller, Binder just behind him, and Pedro Acosta and Cristo Fernandez around that area as well. And so they've also all of the gas Red Bulls and the KTM squad gone out together, try and give each other a tow out there. So all the KTMs together out there on the circuit. Aprilia Trackhouse with Miguel Oliveira 14th at the moment, with Alex Rins in 15th. They've come back up the circuit too. Through the Wultz curve. Flicks once and then flicks twice back. Left to the right and then down towards Rindt, another right-hander. I think you go right more on this track than any other. You know how in Saxon when we go 9 to the left, 3 to the right? Here, I think we go right 6 times and 4 to the left. Something silly about that. The chicane you've got to add in here as well, actually, 2A and 2B. It's kind of throwing you up there, doesn't it? Even Hungary for Formula 1 and Budapest has 1A and 1B. So the first corner sort of split into 2, because it used to be one whole corner. Then they changed it back up in 2003. They changed the run into turn 1. Lap time cancelled for Jorge Martin. for exceeding track limits as well. Danny Pedrosa, the KTM test rider, is watching on. Would have wild-carded here, but has chosen another race. Pedrosa still could be a race winner. If he wants to come back full-time, he would have a race-winning attitude. Look at what he did in Mazzano last year in the sprint race, getting a podium as well. And outshining Miller and Binder that weekend. He was the fastest KTM. He was absolutely fantastic. Bradle up to 23rd position. Again, just changing up. Binder in P4. Medium front, soft rear tyre. So they'll hold it together. Downhill they go. They don't want to lose out on it, that's the case. They don't want to make mistakes and change it all up again. Over the line we go. Binder goes into 4th, 129.993. Oh, Bradle's crashed at 2A and 2B. Stefan Bradle has crashed back to the middle of the track. No sign of the red flags. Yellows at the moment. That's scary to go down there. At least I can see him this time. Bradle gets going. Thankfully, it looks like his bike's tipped on entry into turn 2A. And that's exactly what he's done. So he hasn't landed on 2B. He's landed on the F1 and normal layout for the cars, not the bikes. Front tips away on entry. Yeah, nothing, unfortunately, but that's a simple one from Bradle. Why Bradle is a rider, by the way, don't ask me. Much better people he can put on the HRC test team. And Aleix Espargaro leaves the pit lane with 43 minutes to go. He starts his time now. You see what I mean, by the way, about how all of this checks up again and the situation just completely changes. It's a weird one. This is a replay. Oh, hang on. That's... Hang on a minute. That's... Maverick Vinales smoking.
It was just on the racetrack, sort of in front of him, or has he got it wrong?
Vinales has been blocked by Aleix.
And then Salvadori's bike smoking. Is he coming through?
Okay, so Aleix Espargaro has blocked Maverick Vinales. Vinales isn't happy about it. Then coming through is the third test rider, Lorenzo Salvadori, with a big puff of blue smoke directly behind him. And he's been given the black flag. Well, usually it's the black and orange flag, but it's a black flag for Lorenzo Salvadori. He's been sent into the pit lane. Yeah, not usually. It looks like... it's not usually a black flag, is it? It's a black and orange flag. Mechanical flag, not the black flag. Oh, maybe it's a different one in practice, but yeah, black flag. So Martin in 3rd, Binder 4th, Miller 5th. This is a situation that they're all running together on the circuit. Marc Marquez just ahead of them. Binder snapping up here. We ride on board with him looking ahead. We ride on board with Brad Binder looking ahead to Jorge Martin as it comes through the Volts curve down towards Jochen Rindt at turn 9. And Marc Marquez just now sort of giving them a slipstream tow to all of them. Gets out of the way. Martin slips on the inside line. Marc Marquez going to try and make it difficult. And that's going to spoil Binder's lap. Marc Marquez should have really got out of the way there. He'll get done for impeding if he's not careful. Martin's not going to improve on this lap time around. Don't think Binder is either. Come across line. Yeah, neither improving. Neither does Miller. Lap time cancelled for the 10 of Luca Marini for exceeding track limits. Yeah, thought so. Morbidelli. He's P4 on a time. I can't tell on the time screen. Hang on a minute. It's a 1:29.860. That's a really look for that, actually. As they fly through. Here is Franco. Ducati topped the top 4, though. And 224 bikes, 223 bikes. Morbidelli, of course, on the 23 bike. Not a bad setup, that, actually. Still don't know why. It boggles the mind why Morbidelli doesn't have a 24 bike. And having a year-old machinery as well. It's quite demoralising, isn't it? To run into it. To be on a year-old Ducati. Fabio Quartararo on the Yamaha, watching on and puzzled by the data. The 25-year-old world champion in MotoGP. Born 20th of April, 1999. The next day, I was born. We're one day apart, me and Fabio Quartararo. And his seats come off. El Diablo's seat padding's come off. And that's when he's realised the seats come loose. Oh, wow. I have never seen that before. Into turn 4, does he go off again? Yeah, he nearly sits through there as well. Quartararo's seat pad's loose. Yep, well, El Diablo born a day before me. That'll be something when we get round to getting into a MotoGP paddock. Here's Paul Espargaro now. Watching on. 1.6 seconds down on this lap time around with 39 minutes to go. We've got a hard front, soft rear. He's just taking the laps as they come. Don't need to do anything just yet to... I don't want to say it, but you don't need to do anything right now to sort of elongate the situation. Franco Morbidelli's P4. Pole's still up there. 24 seconds. 2/10 down on interval time. There's Danny Pedrosa watching again at the top of Remus at turn 3. Pole goes through. Pole replacing Danny at this event. Pole wildcarding here instead of Pedrosa. Because Pole couldn't get a wildcard due to an injury early on in the season, whereas Pedrosa could. And the Spanish Grand Prix, I think. So they changed it over for this event. Morbidelli is coming into the pit lane. Paul Espargaro not improving at all. Neither is Enea Bastianini. So we're into that lull period now of the practice session that I often talk about, where nothing happens. And more to the point, this should only be a half-hour session. Seriously, what is it about this commentary box as well? You come in here, and because it's so cold, and I am literally, by the way, wearing shorts. There's my foot. Hello. But it is so cold in this box. It makes you yawn. Paul Espargaro goes up to 12th on the 130.183. Bastianini staying in 9th position. I feel like I need a cup of tea. So Bagnaia still top, has been for quite a while. His lap number, he's done 9 laps now. No, 10 laps now. His last lap was lap 7. Vinales and Nakagami, lap times cancelled for exceeding track limits. This is on board with Enea Bastianini. He's got a... Where is he on the board, Enea? 9th at the moment. 2-lap-old hard front tyre. 8-lap-old medium tyre on the rear. So that's going to be the one to sort of keep an eye on and hope nothing really changes. Late dive into the pit lane there from Jorge Martin. I was expecting him to go slightly longer in this opening stint. Marc Marquez stays second at 130.135. Now this session just becomes practice. Vinales, lap time cancelled for track limits. 36 minutes to go. Oh, hang on, yellow flag's out, and that's at sector 1. And for the second time today, it's Marco Bezzecchi who has crashed out at Remus, turn 3. That's uphill. How's he done that? And he's in the gravel as well. Hang on. Judging by where that is, I think our camera team have got it wrong. It could be at 2B. It is at 2B. Yeah, it's not at turn 3. The Dorner screens have got it wrong, and it's at 2A and 2B. So presumably he's ended up at 2B and lost the front end, exactly the same as what we've seen going on this weekend again. We've seen it 5 crashes in the first session. And it's our first of this one. He's lost it further on, actually, through at turn 2B. Interesting. So he got through that little bump at the apex. It's just sort of dragged him on after it. Like when he's almost drifted out, he's pulled the accelerator and he's let down too much. I don't think that's a problem with the bump. I think that's a problem that he's pulled for the accelerator too soon after the corner before the bike was properly set up. Yellow, bashing his lap time's been cancelled for a yellow flag because another one's come out in sector 3 through at the Volts curve. So where's all this then? Who's crashed here? It just says yellow flag sector 3. Hasn't come up with who it could be. Hang on. Oh, it's Fabio Di Giannantonio. Well, what a rotten bit of 2 minutes this has been for the VR4016. Fabio Di Giannantonio and Marco Bezzecchi both crash. Is Fabio Di Giannantonio okay? We haven't cooked to an angle of it. And with it being... Is it Sochi's Gold? Turn 4? This is it. Oh, it's at the Volts curve. Digi's crash coming to the Volts curve, gets unstable in turn 8, and off he goes. And, oh, it's a big one. He barrel rolls it, and I think he's up and okay. They've just put the yellow flag out to make sure they can get the bike and him off safely. Bike barrel rolled, him 2, down at turn 8, the curve. No sign of a red flag. Unlike this morning when Pedro Costa had that frightening break. Yeah, so yellow's at turn 8. At the Volts curve. So, yeah. We'll see if it goes red. Just says start at the moment, no sign of the stoppage. And Air Bashi's about to have another lap time cancelled though for going through a yellow flag zone twice. Come through 7 into 8 and lap time cancelled. Although I can't see any light panels flashing. There we go, there's one. So lap time cancelled then for an air bashing in it. I hope he lifted. He did lift. Lost 7/10. Good lad from an air there. Nakagami too has lost his lap time. He's gone through that same sector just behind it. Yeah. Cross the line then. On 30.348. No faster lap time set from Bastianini. He'll still be cancelled for going through a yellow flag zone though. They're taking an awfully long time about this yellow flag. Yeah, there you go. 5:25, Suzaku, and then Augusto Fernandez all now starting to come through. And hello, Marc Marquez running it off and through the gravel, down at Sochi's Gold, and gets onto the runoff area at the exit. That was simple though. I think he does the same as Martin, breaks the front tyre, it snaps it in, the rear tyre going fast in the front, oops, it jiggles, and then straight on down there at Sochi's Gold. Is that yellow flag still out, or has it come in? It's come in. Good. I want to make sure of that, because if they've had to keep that yellow out for a while, I would rather they red flag it, rather than put the yellows out. We're coming to that part of the track now anyway, through turn 8. I'm having a look, see. No, it's all okay. Is that Valentino Rossi? Yes, it is. Valentino Rossi watching from the sidelines. And he's just seen both his riders crash. And had to put more of his hands in. As some of the media greet him there, watching on. So Valentino Rossi now will head out around the circuit. Nice to see him back, actually. He's the Prominten Enduro VR46 racing team. Oh, he's the owner of the VR46 squad. The Doctor, Valentino Rossi. A lot of fans still there. Give him a wave. Kids watching on with the Pelter ear defenders. He's watching himself on the TV. He's looking at the camera now. And yeah, nice to see everyone enjoying it here in Austria. And big one there! Up and rocky away is the gas of Pietro Acosta, but that's his second bike accident of the day. He does not miss a beat, this kid. He is up, literally putting his ankles into the gravel, standing up and running away. It's down at Jochen at turn 9. The front bails on entry. He's going about 140 miles an hour, and that's the second motorcycle today Pedro Acosta has destroyed with the front going away. Now, they should be able to retrieve it quite quickly. It didn't hit the air fence. It was locked in It was locked into the gravel, but the yellow flag comes out in sectors 3 and 4. And Pietro Acosta is now running back to the pit lane in order to get bike 2 which was bike 1 from this morning, that you might remember was crashed. Wow. Huge accident there for Acosta again. He just literally put his ankles into the gravel, stood up and walked away. Started sprinting for the second bike. Absolute insanity. SHT says things looking even more tough for the rising Spanish star rookie. Absolutely it is. Martins went straight on at turn 3 at Remus to try to get some brake temperature in. He's on a hard new front, medium rear tyre. Whoops, comes out behind Guadalajara and he takes Guadalajara out. Not going to be too best pleased with that little manoeuvre. As they come downhill. Yeah, third crash of the day for Pedro Acosta, of course. Crashed at 2B, crashed at turn 4, now it's crashed at turn 8. Third crash of the day, second big one. Second bike destroyed as well. Forgot about that first crash. This is definitely growing pain rookie season period for Acosta. Yeah. Bagnaia is back in, watching in the Ducati garage now. Yellow flag's been rescinded. Back to green flag running. Fabio Quartararo is in 8th place at the moment. Binder's 5th. Quartararo's last lap time is a 1:30.326. Binder's is a 1:30.712. Just a few hours ago, Morbidelli officially signed for VR46. Yeah, already covered that at the top of the show, but if you're just joining us, as many people are, it's been announced that Franco Morbidelli is returning home to the VR46 squad. He'll be on the Ducati still next year, leaving Prima Pramac after a season and staying with Ducati bikes and joining VR46 as well. Now looks likely, as we see a replay of Acosta in the front dipping away on entry to turn 9 at Rint. Right, just a quick thing here. It looks, as Simon Patterson said, it looks like, as we know that Ralph and... hang on a minute, I need to get my words straight here. Jack Miller looks to be signing with the Primo Pramac squad for the Yamaha bikes next year. It now looks like that Miguel Oliveira is going there. That's a good place for him, in my opinion. Disingenio and Morbidelli is a decent lineup. It is a decent lineup, yeah. It looks like Jack Miller and Miguel Oliveira will be taking the Primo Pramac lineup, though, for next year. That's what Simon says is the heavy rumour. That time cancelled for Martin for track limits. Flashes up on our computer screens up here in the comms box. 27 minutes to go. Racing for the future here. With some advertising boardings around the screens. And now on a 1:29.280. Hasn't really changed all that much. Oliveira 16th. Quartararo again, jumping over everything. Hang on a minute, that's a KTM stopped on the side of the track. And can't believe it, that's Paul Espargaro, who is going to lose practice time. His bike has stopped down the circuit. So Paul Espargaro now in real trouble. And is getting a lift back into the main paddock area. It's just at the exit of the pit lane, actually. It's not far away from... it's not far away at all from the paddock. How's that happened? So it's up at turn 3. Pole exits. It's died. It's just died. Engine's died. Whew. Just gone. Absolutely failed. He's got it down to turn 4 at Sochus Gold. He's got no drive. So that KTM, poof, gone, dead. Martin out of position and out of time. Oh, well, them's the brakes, unfortunately. Martin up to second, 1:29.497. Not Paul of all people, he was looking so good so far today, says SHT. Absolutely. Paul is 12th at the moment. Marc Marquez goes second, 1:29.508. Lap time cancelled for Martin for track limits. So Martin's lost his lap time there. That's why it's been deleted from the situation board. Bagnaia nearly touching the green as well, coming out of turn 9 into turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile. Across the line now. What's the time from Pecco Bagnaia? It's a 1:29.772. 5 tenths really down, half a tenth down. Lou says to SHT, speaking of Digitonio, he's at the medical centre at the moment. He is, yeah. After that crash at turn 8 at the Polsparger went down. No, he's just Paul hasn't gone down. His engine's blown. The bike's dead. So Paul's engine's just dead. Rins up to 5th, says SHG. Yeah, he is. 1:29.861. The Red Bull KTM just tweeting wasn't exactly the best time, was it? 25 minutes remaining with Brad Binder and Jack Miller inside the top 10, and Paul in now 13th. Colorado goes 9th. 1:30.307. Franco Morbidelli, half a second down on the medium front, medium rear tyre. But he's 4th at the moment. He was 4 tenths off on his best lap time. So, unlikely there's going to be a difference between the two. As they exit the last corner, the right-hander pulls the throttle back, leaves number of 11s is down, and across the line, and it's a 1:30.169. Differences here, if you joined us for our Formula 1 coverage here at the Red Bull Ring, you might remember me saying that the last corner here, the curb, it's actually painted on. And that's true, because the motorcycles don't need as much exit room as Formula 1 or touring cars do. So when we come here for MotoGP, the last corner is actually significantly narrower at the exit. So you get a painted exit curb and a green painted line, which sometimes does cause the track limits because you don't know if you've got over the green or not, because usually you can feel it. If you go onto the green off the curb's got straight edge, so you can feel you've touched the green, you can feel you've gone off the curb. Here, because it's a painted curb, you can't feel it. Now, this is a replay up at turn 3 at Remus. Presumably it's going to be a super slow-mo, and it is a super slow-mo of Pecco Bagnaia on the Ducati, breaking down from 235 to 65 kilometres. Insane amount of brake. SHT says both Yamahas are inside the top 10 at the moment. That is the case. Rins 5th, Quartararo 9th. They always run well here, the Yamahas, but so do the Ducatis. It's a Ducati circuit. They run amazingly here. Honda used to run well here, but you know that's all gone to the pot, hasn't it? Highest Honda is Johan Zarco in 14th position. Mia 15th. Nakagami's 21st. Marini 24th. Really bad day, by the way, for Aprilia. Alesia's 17th. Maverick's 22nd. Salvador is back in the pit lane in 25th and last position as a wildcard rider. But Aprilia having an absolute weekend to forget again. They had it at the British Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. SHT saying Zarco is clearly outriding that LCR Honda. Speak of the devil. Across the line to go 6th. 1:29.875. Do not adjust your sets. That is a Honda inside the top 10 on genuine pace. Wow. Soft front, soft rear, same as Rins to get to 5th. That is astonishing. What a lap. Yeah, it is. 1:29.875. He is 14 thousandths off of Rins' time. Okay, I am impressed. Oh, and Acosta on the second bike has touched the green. This lap time will be deleted then. 1:32.59, a second down on the overall best time anyway. 20 minutes to go. Lap time cancelled immediately, for, as I said, for the 31.16 Chinese. Sadly saw that coming. Pecco Bagnaia still twitching. You don't want to lose any time there. And there Bashini. Again, hard front, medium rear. Just controlling everything. Yeah, no improvements being made. This is very much now just information gathering time for this session, not the final 7-minute bonanza. It'll be a bit smaller here, with the track being so tiny. It's a short track race, so I'd say it's the last 6 minutes of the session where we'll really see push laps start to come in, maybe the last 5. Depends on how long they're going to leave it. Here's Pedro Costa, just keeping it on edge. Coming now into the last corner. Rint and Red Bull Mobile, 9 and 10, 2 rights. And he's boxed. Set up not right on Acosta's bike here. Box call. So Pedro Acosta, baptism of fire, 15th at the moment. Crucially though, even in Bastianini isn't even in the top 10 yet, with 20 minutes to go. Yeah, not working out. Hervé Poncho just ooh, like that. So it's a 1:29.280, actually benchmark at time. Marc Marquez is second. Martin third, Morbidelli fourth, Rins fifth, Zarco sixth, Binder seventh, Miller eighth, Bezzecchi ninth, Quartararo 10th. As the situation currently stands. And that is Zarco going off the track at turn 9 at Rint. Way off. Trackhouse off the track immediately, Raul Fernandez. Best lap time though was on the previous lap, 1:30.216, 9/10 down. That's put Raul 15th overall. Gets himself ahead of Pedro Acosta. So there was some time to be dealt there. We ride now with Maverick Vinales. Soft front, soft rear tyre, brand new. It's his first lap time on. And he's 4 tenths down the moment. So this should be a massive improvement from Vinales, who is 22nd at the moment. Bridle to 23rd, says Lou as well. Hello. Is Vinales going to get anywhere near? He's 4 tenths off at the moment. That would put him inside. Well, the computer predicts he's 6 tenths now, so yeah, get him inside the top 10. Into the last corner then. Time for Vinales to come out of the shadows. Over the line we go. And it's a 1:29.788. 5th fastest for Vinales. Knocks out Fabio Quartararo. Keeps in Marco Bezzecchi. SHG says on the YouTube chat on JBMotorsports 2. I expect Zarco to drop down the order at the final stage of this practice session, but it will be unbelievable if he can automatically get himself into Q2 on that lap, on that LCR Honda. Paul Espargo wondering what he needs to do on the KTM. I think we're all wondering what he needs to do on the KTM. Here's the LCR Honda. Luca Marini. Only a few riders out on the track right now. Vinales is at the fastest first sector. Bastianini, Vicentonio, Paul Espargo, Luca Marini. That's your order. Marini's 21st at the moment. And sliding the rear out. Just wants to be careful. Doesn't want to do anything that could trip the systems here and lose anything out. And we hear something about Fabio Di Giannantonio soon. He's back out from the medical centre, but he's still in the medical centre, I believe. I was just double checking up here in the comms box as well to see if there's anything from MotoGP. Simon Patterson said, Dawn are now hunting Valentino Rossi by drone to find out where he's gone. So just to read you some information here. Okay. Deadline Hollywood not knowing what British television is, it seems just getting information coming through. So Simon said 4 hours ago with that red flag with Acosta, that really didn't look like it was his fault, but came from seconds after he remounted from another crash. And he says, seriously, just bringing the BSB rule that says you're not allowed to rejoin on a crashed bike, especially in practice. How on earth is that safe? Absolutely the same here. Track has fallen silent with 15 minutes to go here in the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. Not many fans here as there is for Formula One, but it's a very good race. It's a wonderful event, this place, as we're just sort of waiting for the riders to come out. Of course, it's a sellout for Formula One due to Max Verstappen. This weekend, the Verstappen stand, where the Red Bull is on the logo, is the KTM stand. You don't get much to come on that one. Aaron Canet is remaining with the Fantech Racing in Moto 2 in 2025. So that's come through. Okay, I found out what I wanted now, which was Simon's prediction of what he thinks the 2025 grid will be. Ducati, Bagnaia and Marc Marquez, that's been confirmed. Yamaha, Quartararo and Rins, that looks to be confirmed. KTM, Binder and Acosta, that's already been confirmed. Aprilia, Ryan Martin and Marco Bezzecchi, that's been confirmed. Honda, Marini and Mia, that's been confirmed. Yet to be confirmed, but he guesses, the same as all of us, Pramac Yamaha, will be Oliveira and Miller. Trackhouse Aprilia has already been confirmed as well, Fernandez and Ayagura making his debut. LCR Honda, he says Jan Zarco, and then it could either be Takiki Nakagami or Somkat Chantra on that second bike there. So we'll keep an eye on what happens there. VR46 Ducati has now been confirmed with Fabio Di Antonio and Franco Morbidelli. At Grassini Ducati, we already know it's Alex Marquez, but it could be Fermin Aldeguer who comes in on that bike from Moto 2. And at Tech 3 KTM, Bastianini and Vinales already confirmed. So a couple of rookies coming through. Simon's diligence there is great. So yeah, we're going to be an interesting run around as Acosta now heads back out on the track. SHT saying Zarco in the top 10. The other two LCRs are 23rd and 24th. Is that top? Yeah, Zarco's 7th for that lap time. Acosta's 5,000 up at the moment on 18th position. So Pedro is going to go for getting inside the top 10 now on this Red Bull Gas Tech 3. And Miller's matched the second sector time. He's estimated to go first. Is Acosta improving or not? They're both on medium front, soft rear, brand new. And Acosta 22,000's down. So we're 12 minutes left in this session. And now we're starting to see the crunch point coming in. What's sector 3 for Jack Miller? Down by a 10th. So it's going to be very risky to see if he loses out or gets it. Pedro Acosta's 18th. Marco Bezzecchi's P10 at 129.928 across the line here. Up to the line we go. And Jack Miller goes third, 129.573. What about Pietro Acosta? Finally, has he got that set up right on his second bike? This is the one that has been repaired from this morning's crash in practice 1. And Acosta goes third, 129.560. Remarkable time there. That puts Binder to 10th. Bezzecchi and Quartararo out at the moment. And Binder's lap time's been deleted for track limits. So has Marc Marquez's. Okay. Tension starts to rise now, doesn't it? Crunch point comes in. Running order for Q1 and Q2. Reminder on coverage details tomorrow. Free practice 2 will air live on JB Motorsports 2. So will Moto E race 1 and race 2. Sunday morning, the warm-up session will be here on JB Motorsports 2. So will Moto 3 and Moto 2. All the MotoGP qualifying, sprint and race action will air live on JB Motorsports. If you're watching on Twitch, no change. If you're watching on YouTube, use the links in the description to see where we'll be on JB Motorsports, not just JB Motorsports 2. Practice on here only. Quartararo goes 5th, gets himself back in. Bezzecchi goes into 2nd position as well. Martin 7th is 2.5 tenths up at the moment and goes top. 1:28.917. Remarkable lap time then from Jorge Martin. Miller is P6 as he comes across the line. Improves time, not position. 1:29.570. Pedro Acosta, he's in 5th position. Doesn't touch the green on this lap time as well. Should improve up the order. Maybe P2, P3. 1:29.308. 4 tenths down on the run. Alex Marquez looking good. Zarco goes back into the top 10. And Alex Marquez goes 6th to push him out. Vinales now has that cut-off time. Binder's 13th as he comes across the line. Marc Marquez in 5th across the line. Binder 5th. Marc Marquez 2nd. 1:28.942. Rins is 13th. 1:13 as well on the board. Okay, so now they start closing up now. A few lap times being deleted. 25 thousandths between Martin and Marc Marquez. Rins goes 12th. Franco Morbidelli is 10th and a 10th down at the moment across the line. 3rd fastest, 1:29.210. Jorge Martin now also having some lap times. Is he just twitching the bike into the right-hander at turn 9, right-hander at turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile. Pulls the throttle back, doesn't touch the green. Payne nearly gets close to it though. Quartararo goes 8th, Marco Bezzecchi goes 4th. Miller's inside the top 10 as Martin doesn't improve. 49 thousandths of a second down on his own best time. Aleix Espargaro is 20th and 17 thousandths of a second on a medium front soft rear. Now is a 10th differential. Anea Bastianini's had his lap time cancelled for a yellow flag. What yellow flag? We haven't seen a yellow flag on our timing screens. There is no yellow flag out there. Unless there's a phantom. I don't know what's happened there. Aleix goes 3rd. 1:29.107. That kicks out Jack Miller. Bagnaia coming in. Medium front soft rear. Alex Marquez in the pit. So is Johan Zarco. So now they're starting to change up their tune again. Well, this is getting confused. Marini goes 15th. That time cancelled for the 23 was due to a shortcut for Anea Bastianini. So it was not due to a yellow flag. That was a glitch on the TV pictures. Bagnaia, 4th, 1 hour, 1:29.186. 0.269 down. Top 10 as it stands, with Rins now in 13th. It is Jorge Martin top with Marc Marquez 2nd, Aleix Espargaro's 3rd, Pecco Bagnaia's 4th, Franco Morbidelli's 5th, Marco Bezzecchi 6th, Pedro Acosta is 7th, Brad Binder's 8th, Fabio Quartararo's 9th, and Alex Marquez has 10th position. That's as things currently stand. Still going to be a nightmare to see how it's actually going to turn up. Lap time cancel for the Nakagami due to exceeding track limits. Changing up again, isn't it, this one? Bashi is a 10th down as things stand. It's tension. That's what we're getting here. Pure tension. Bastianini's only a 10th down. SHT says he needs to pick a lap together. He's doing that here and now. Computer predicts him. Oh, it's 2 tenths down now. It should put him into 5th position at least. Somewhere around that board. Bastianini, computers estimating him to go 8th. Out of the last corner. Leading over the bike to get extra speed across the line. And it's 7th. Out goes Alex Marquez of the top 10. It really is getting to the point where you don't know what's going to happen next, isn't it? As Jorge Martin gets ready to guard again. 25 thousandths to Marc Marquez. It's not safe. By nowhere near is it safe at the moment. There's Brad Binder watching on as our trackside audio comes back. Marc Marquez getting on to go again with 5.5 minutes to go. This is your last bonanza then. Alex going with him. To be expected, to be fair. Cautiously, wildly accelerating. between them all. And away they go, out the last corner. Go, go, go! What have we got? Into the corners we come, turns 2A and 2B. Up down to Remus at the third corner, turn 3. Nice touching the brakes. Quartararo going around the outside. Martin's gone very late in the queue here. He's not going to get a tow from anyone. Gigi Dall'Igna watching on. Bagnaia waiting to head out there too. Just having a drink. Wish I had one in the box. I've done the last hour without a drink. In fact, I've done 2 other races in the break as well. So, voice is a little bit dry as they turn in again. Yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby. Here comes Bagnaia to interfere with everybody else who've just started their lap times. Stewards will take a dim view if you cause an accident, remember. Into turn 1 from Maverick Vinales. Super on the right, uphill. 2A and 2B, a right and then a left. Hard on the brakes. Turns it in with perfection. Yeah, not too bad a run there, actually. A little bit of exit curb at 2B, perhaps. Didn't do too much any favours. Marc Marquez starts his lap time. Doesn't look like he's going to have to automatically go through Q1 at this point. He'll get straight into Q2, which is better news. Just don't want a yellow flag to come out and anything to spoil it. That's the only question you don't want. Again, trail braking. Just got to be careful here. Last session of the day. Moto E coming up with their qualifying session. We'll be covering both races tomorrow here on JBMotorsports 2 live and highlight, well, a full delay repeat premiere on JBMotorsports. So Vinales still closing in. Marks 7 thousandths of a second. He's 007 up on the board. 7 thousandths of a second. There's only 25 for thousandths between Martin and Marc Marquez anyway. Vinales looking strong then into the last corner. Up to the line. 3 minutes to go. The Bonanza lap times come in. Vinales does a 1:29.251. Puts him 7th. That kicks out Quartararo again on the board. Marc Marquez looking up and down. Quartararo, he's there or thereabout, 3/10. Marc is struggling ever so much as he comes into it. Pulls the throttle back. Up to the line, and is Marc Marquez on UP1? He is! By 1,000th of a second! My goodness me! 1:28.961. 1,000th of a second faster than Jorge Martin. Martin is 20 thousandths faster, 94 thousandths from Franco Morbidelli. So the two Prima Pramacs are closing back up the gaps to take a 1-2 in this session. Into turns 9 at Rindt, turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile. Vinales and Bagnaia again all improving. Marc isn't, but he'll have another run in it. We've got less than 2 minutes to go on the clock. Across the lap time then. Lap time counter for the 88, but it's the 89 who goes top, beaten by Morbidelli! For the first time this year, Morbidelli tops the session. 1:28.789. Martin at 1:28.827. 38 thousandths of a second between the two. Here comes Vinales. And towards the line. Is he quick? 5th. Bagnaia across. Fastest, 1:28.508. Winders loving Marc Marquez. Wow, Frank says, why is Marc using an old soft? Marc is using a fall-up old soft rear and a fall-up old medium because he did an outlap, came back in, and has gone back out again. So it hasn't actually done a full cycle. It's just done an outlap and then come back in again. They changed the setup. So it is still a new tyre. Marc's on his last flying lap now. He's P4. Alex Marquez goes P5. Miller 11th. Acosta just at that cut-off point in 10th position. Bezecchi's P8. Aleix Vinales 6th and 7th. This is your last Bonanza lap then, and Pietro Acosta goes through the chicane at 2A and 2B on the normal F1 layout. He will not do a lap time, neither will Jack Miller. Quartararo will. So we've got a few lap times being deleted here by the stewards. And a few being blocked as well. They won't like that. Acosta's at risk of being bumped out of the automatic Q2. And there's the yellow flag at Sector 1 that will stop everything. And it's Enea Bastianini who's P9. He's gone down at turn 2A and 2B. So the checker flag's out. Everyone's past him, I think. There's some smoke coming out from a gravel trap. Someone else is off at turn 8, at Pirelli. 6 and 7 at the Woods curve. Someone else has run wide. Viñales stays 7th. I don't think anyone's going to improve. There's now a secondary yellow at turn 7. Let's have a replay of what happened to Bastianini. Oh, he lost it way before turning over from the right to the left for turn 2. He couldn't pick the bike up. Quartararo up to the line. Can he break through? No. Who's next across the line? That's what we need to see. Binder. Quartararo 12th, Oliveira 17th, Binder's 13th, and he will come across the line and kicks out Acosta. Binder goes 5th. 128.969. Acosta has to go through the next part of qualifying. Well, there's irony for you. And everyone else has taken the checker flag. That's it. No one else is improving. Several lap times being cancelled for the yellow flag. It's Pekka Bagnaia who tops Friday here with a 128.508. This is your top 10 automatically through. Bagnaia, Morbidelli, Jorge Martin, Marc Marquez. Then it's Brad Binder, Alex Marquez, Aleix Espargaro, Maverick Viñales, Marco Bezzecchi, and Enea Bastianini. A new all-time lap record from Pekka Bagnaia in this one. A 128.508, the fastest ever on a motorcycle around this layout of the Red Bull Ring. Mia's had his lap time deleted as well for track limits. So now it's Acosta having to go through Q1 with Miller, Quartararo, Zarco, Augusto Fernandez, Marini, Rins, Oliveira, Raul Fernandez, Di Gianantonio, Paul Espargaro, Nakagami, Salvadori, Mia and Bradl. Yeah, I couldn't pick the bike up. Could, and Enea Bastianini through 2A and 2B. To switch over from the right to the left, couldn't do it. Front and buckled away on ease on entry. Well, if you're watching live on JB Motorsports Twitch, everything will be live on that channel. If you're watching live on JB Motorsports 2, tomorrow we'll have free practice 2, then we'll have the Moto E2 races. But the sprint, qualifying and Grand Prix for MotoGP, that'll be live on JB Motorsports. The link to all that is in the video descriptions as well. Moto 3 and Moto 2 and the MotoGP warm-up on Sunday will all be here on JB Motorsports 2. Everything premiered, though, on JB Motorsports as well. A new all-time lap record. It's Pekka Bagnaia, fastest here on Friday at the Red Bull Ring in the Styrian Mountains. Who else but Ducati? We'll see you tomorrow for all the action from qualifying and sprint day. Bye-bye.